Carly, welcome back. You're watching Fox and Friends First. I'm Carly Shimkus, Toady, and I'm Todd Piro. We now go to Trey Yingst for the latest update on the situation in Iran. Trey, war update. Operation continues. Trey, good morning. Operation Epic Fury has now entered its fifth week, and the United States continues its strikes against the Iranian regime. President Trump said it was a big day in Iran, noting that multiple targets were successfully hit by what he called the finest military in the world. U.S. forces have reportedly targeted Iran's nuclear development facilities. There are also reports that the president is considering a limited ground operation, following the arrival of the USS Tripoli in the region. Trump military strategy. President Trump, we had good negotiations today with Iran. We're getting a lot of what they should have given us a long time ago. Things are moving along nicely. When asked about deploying ground troops, we have many options. We have a tremendous number of ships. We don't need to use them all. We are ahead of schedule with Iran. Escalation. Trey. Meanwhile, Iran continues launching ballistic missiles toward Israel. A chemical facility near Be'er Sheva has reportedly been hit as strikes continue across the region. An Iranian spokesperson criticized President Trump's approach, saying he sends mixed signals, sometimes threatening military action, then returning to negotiations. At the same time, Hezbollah has launched rockets across the border, with fragments reportedly landing near areas around Haifa. Military analysis. Carly, joining us now is Mike Sorelli, host of the Everyday Warrior podcast. The president says he has multiple options, while Secretary of State Marco Rubio suggests objectives could be achieved without deploying ground troops. However, with the USS Tripoli now in position, where do you think this situation is heading? Strud. And leverage. Mike Sorelli. What President Trump is doing is creating leverage through optionality. When you deploy Marines, Iran takes notice. But this is not about getting pulled into another Iraq-style war. This is not a march to Tehran like in 2003. The objective here is limited, focused on key targets, infrastructure, or nuclear materials. That kind of pressure strengthens the U.S. position in negotiations of ground war. Carly. Iranian officials have warned that U.S. forces could face serious retaliation. What should we understand about Iran's military capabilities if troops are deployed? Mike Sorelli. Iran has experience in asymmetric warfare. They've supported militias in the past and know how to operate in that space. In a direct conventional war, they would likely struggle against U.S. forces. However, they have large numbers of fighters, including paramilitary forces, who can blend into civilian populations and carry out guerrilla-style warfare. Urban combat reduces technological advantages and can lead to prolonged, high-casualty conflicts. Nuclear concerns. Carly, a Wall Street Journal report highlights how difficult it would be to secure and remove nuclear materials, possibly taking days or even weeks. How likely is that scenario? Mike Sorelli. I think it's still very possible. A key objective would be to eliminate Iran's ability to enrich and store uranium. This could involve a limited special operation, similar to a marine or airborne raid, to seize those materials. Holding them for days or weeks is feasible, but it comes with significant risk. As negotiation. Carly. The president also said Iran has agreed to allow more oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. Could that signal a willingness to negotiate? Mike Sorelli. This is about regime survival. We're likely seeing internal power struggles. Iran's leadership. They may be making limited concessions while trying to maintain control and avoid escalation. At the same time, U.S. troop movements increase pressure, pushing them toward negotiations. Update. Carly. Meanwhile, Hezbollah continues strikes against Israel, and Houthi forces have also escalated the situation with additional missile launches. The situation remains highly volatile.